Alright guys, going to go over Algebra 2, Chapter 4. Alright, so first of all, we're going to go over synthetic division first. This can only be done if you have an x value that doesn't have an exponent greater than 1. Alright, so it's just a faster way. So first step, take this 2 and drop it down. Alright, after you drop down the 2, what you're going to do is multiply it. Do you see how I have negative 3 here, but I have positive 3 here? That's because you set this equal to 0, and then you solve, you get negative 3. So once you drop it down, we're going to multiply. So negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. Alright, once we get negative 6, what we're going to do, we multiply here, and then we add here. So we're always going to be adding here. I'm just going to put my pluses in early. Okay, so now we're going to multiply. So negative 3 times negative 6, negative 3 times 2 is negative 6, right? Then we're going to add it. So negative 5 plus negative 6 is negative 11. After we do that, we're going to multiply again. So now we're going to multiply negative 3 times negative 11 is going to give us 33. Alright, so then we're going to add. Positive 33 plus negative 1 is positive 32. Alright, after we get that, we're going to multiply again. So now we're going to multiply negative 3 times positive 32, and that's going to give us negative 96. Alright, so after that, all we do is add. So 3 plus negative 96 is negative 93. Alright, now these are our coefficients. So if you slide down, this is going to be our answer. So the first number goes in front of x squared. So we have 2x squared minus 11x plus 32, alright, minus 93 over x plus 3. Alright, so you guys see how I put x plus 3 on the bottom? 93 is, or negative 93 is our remainder. What you do with the remainder is you just put it above the value that is the denominator. Alright, so now what we're going to do is go over polynomial division. Alright, so for polynomial division, it's exactly like division when you were in 4th or 5th grade. So your first step, let's put a 1 here. We need to figure out what times x to the first times what is x to the third. Alright, always use parentheses. So what are we going to multiply by? We are going to multiply by x squared, because remember, when you multiply exponents, you add them. So 1 plus 2 is 3. So what I like to do is put a parentheses so we know to distribute the negative. So I have minus, alright, x times x squared is x to the third, right? And then I have x squared times negative 3, so I multiply by that as well, and I get negative 3x squared. Alright, so the key to this is, see how I have a subtraction sign here? Make that a plus sign and then distribute the negative. So that's going to become negative x to the third, that's going to become positive 3x squared. Now we're going to combine like terms. So x to the third minus x to the third is gone. Okay, then we have negative 2x squared plus positive 3x squared is x squared, or 1x squared if you want to put the 1 there. That helps some people. Alright, so now what we need to do is figure out, what do I multiply by x by to get x squared? We're going to multiply by x. So I'm going to put a plus x here. Alright, so when I multiply by x, let's slide the page down a little bit. I'm going to multiply both values times x, not just the first. Alright, so when I multiply both values by x, x times x is x squared. Alright, then I also have x times negative 3, which is negative 3x. So you guys see how there's nothing here? Look, it goes from x squared to negative 4. We have to put a 0x here because it has to be in descending order. So it goes 3, 2, 1. So if there's ever anything missing, you have to put it in, or you will not get the right answer. Alright, so now what we're going to do is same thing. Put our minus sign. Alright, and then distribute the negative. So make that a plus and distribute it. So we're going to get negative and positive. So these are going to cancel. You'll notice they always cancel. And then we have 3x plus 0x, obviously, is 3x. So now what we need to do is whatever you have, you got to get rid of. So I need to figure out x times what is 3x. X times 3 is 3x. Okay, so when I multiply by 3, alright, that's going to give me 3x, and then I also multiply that 3 by negative 3. So remember, we multiply by both terms, so 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. Alright, so then once again, make a minus, distribute the negative, so make that a plus, and then distribute the negative. So, what we end up with is 3 minus 3 is gone, right? And then we have 9, I gotta scroll up, minus 4, see the negative 4 here, is gonna give us 5. So, 5 would be our remainder. If you wanted, you could put plus 5 over x minus 3. Remember, that's what we do with the remainder. You put it over the numerator. Alright, so that's how you do division. Alright, the last major topic. So we have polynomial division on the left and synthetic division on the right. Alright, the last major topic is involving graphs like this. Okay, so this is Desmos graphing calculator. Type it in Google, it'll come up. There's a lot of cool things you can do. But a lot of the questions in this involve finding zeros. So when it says zeros, it means figure out where the graph crosses the x-axis. It's the same as factoring. So if you type any graph in Desmos, it graphs it for you. Alright, if you want to zoom in or zoom out, here zoom out, here zoom in. So we want to figure out where it crosses, right? So you just type the equation in over here. Alright, we don't need this equation. Alright, we're going to use this example. So if you want to exit an equation, see how when I hit this, it disappears and goes back on? So we're just going to focus on this equation. If I want to find the zeros of the vertex, all I have to do is use Desmos. So there's 1, 2, 3 zeros because it's a polynomial that goes to a power of 3. Alright, so if I want to find the zeros, you can literally just click and it'll tell you. So I have 0.330. So that means one of my zeros, 0.33 repeating, is 1/3. Alright, then if I look at this one, see how it says 0.50? And you can plot it. When you click it or hover over it, it brings up the points. So one of my zeros is 0.5, one's 0.33, the third zero is over here. So I just click it and I have 5 zeros. So if it said find the zeros, all you have to do is type it in Desmos and it gives you the answer. And that's not cheating because on your EOC, if you take this class, the calculator is it's modeled after this type of calculator. Alright, then the last thing that comes up a lot is end behavior. So end behavior means what is the graph doing at the end. So this one's kind of hard to see, but if you look, when it's going left, it's heading towards negative infinity. See how it just keeps going down forever? When it's going right, as we go right, what does it do? It's going up towards positive infinity. So the end behavior would be going left, it heads towards negative infinity. Going right, it heads towards positive infinity because the y values keep going up as the graph goes right. Alright guys, that's chapter 4. If you have any questions on using Desmos graphing calculator, just contact me. This is super important that you know how to use it and understand it for a high level.